It's about time for the alphabet president that we once had to go ahead and tell him where he really want things to happen.
Your favorite president?
No, not mine at all. He might share brown skin, but he don't share the same ideas and thoughts and
Values.
and
Yeah, exactly.
But listen to this dude talking about, man. My God, I don't know. These the same people like from that last video when that lady was saying claiming racism. These people be the first one to support this president, man. That president, not my president. So Barack Obama says boys need gay men in their lives.
That's one of the things that I think a lot of times boys need is not just exposure to one guy.
Mm-hmm. One dad.
One dad. No matter how good the dad
is. He can't be everything.
He can't be everything. And that boy may need somebody to give the boy some perspective on the dad.
Yeah,
right?
Yeah.
One of the most valuable things I learned as a guy was I had a gay professor in college at a time when openly gay folks still weren't out of line, who became one of my favorite professors and was a great guy and would call me out when I started saying stuff that was ignorant. You need that to show empathy and kindness. And by the way, you need that person. And that's one of the things that I think a lot of times boys need is in your friend group, so that if you then have a boy who's gay or non-binary or what have you, they have somebody that they can go, okay, I'm not alone in this.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. In your friend group, so that if you then have
Listen, and then look at the comment section. The right wing angel.
Shout
out the right wing angel. He said, I wonder why Obama wants boys to hang around gay men. True Soul, man, what's going on? He said the F. Yeah, I always see he do a lot of motorcycle and stuff content. What is going on with all this government officials? Exactly. He's out here. His kids were raised by 2 gay men. This man said, as a gay man, I think this is just ridiculous. Boys need strong, responsible, and caring men in their lives, period. Their sexual orientation has nothing to do with it.
I agree.
He said, I'm gay, and my identity isn't some obsession or agenda. This is a weird reach. Obama needs to keep his mouth shut.
Right, yeah. I don't agree with what he's saying because that doesn't matter. People know how to treat each other regardless. Teens, kids, youth, they know how to treat each other. They know what's right. They know what's wrong. They know what's kind. They know what's unkind. So it doesn't matter the sexual orientation of your friend. You treat them kind because that's the person that you are, regardless of their sexual orientation. That doesn't matter. So I don't necessarily agree with his statement. You don't need that to accept someone for their difference or their choice, which is still going to be a different choice than your choice.
Why would someone's sexual preference make their character more heightened? Why would, just because they sexually chose this route, say this person needs to be held in this regard and you need this in your life because they're choosing this? They got something different they can tell you. You talking about just another human being that chose this way.
Exactly.
What are you talking about? That's insane. And what is he talking about? And then that tells me a lot about his whole presidency. That tells me a lot about, if you go look at back the things that he published, they were for that community. And you go on a set with your wife show, and what they keep saying about y'all two.
Well, he got his ring on, boo.
Yeah, I bet you do. What they keep saying about y'all
two. Ring is on that finger.
And then you come out and you talk about stuff like this, drawing it. What it makes people look back at your presidency and look at all the weird stuff that happened. Now they pushed in office. Now that Trump kind of like, I ain't pushing none of that stuff. And then we look at your presidency and Joe Biden's in presidency because this makes sense. Mm-hmm. This stuff makes sense for his presidency.
Yeah.
He was the founder of this. No, we don't need that. I don't know no person that say y'all need this. Anybody I know that's of that not talking, they don't talk like that.
Right.
Unless you got some weird dude in San Francisco that be naked on the corner or drinking coffee.
Yeah, I don't know where the rationale came from. What is that? No, I don't agree with that.
But
Kids, you don't have to. I mean, when young boys or even young girls, they pick and choose the people who they want to be their friends, regardless of what they look like, where they come from, their sexual orientation, whatever they choose. Kids, let them choose and have their own discretion and guide them based off of character and not race, how they dress, what food they eat, where they come from in the world. I mean, that stuff means nothing. And kids are smarter than that. So yeah.
What first of all, how many people do you know that's of that group that even wants, I don't even know anybody that's that group that even wanted that. They're not even really wanting that lifestyle like that. They just gravitated to that, and neither are they preaching that to. I ain't met nobody I know that's like that wants that for children. Nobody, or wants that for others, and feel like that needs to even be exposed enough to where I need to class. They don't even, people in that over there don't even want that to be talked about like that. Talk to me as a regular person. We don't have to go into the sexual side of it.
Exactly. That's, why even that should be the last concern of a person. Whoever you choose to have to be a friend is who you choose to be a friend. And for whatever reason, that's going to be on you. But it should definitely be, if you're talking about young people, then they need to be making sure they're choosing people based off of their friendships, based off of their character and the choices they make, and how this person is going to add value to them and how they can add value to the person, not anything else. Really, that's it.
But have you noticed that a lot of that has calmed down to where it's not being pushed in our face like it was the last...
Exactly.
How many years?
Yep. 4 years ago. It ain't been a year since Trump's been in office.
4, and then before that, Trump had his window, and then you had 8 years of Obama. But it don't feel as, not in my face, it don't feel like this why I have to receive this anymore. And thank God. That's why, and that comes from people that are focused on the country and not gender, not sexual ideologies and stuff like that. They're focused on countrywide aspects.
Yeah, they're focused on the things that truly matter. And what a person chooses for their sexual orientation is a small dot in the scope of things.
It is.
No one cares about that. That's your choice. Live your life. But that should not be a focus for conversations and things that's going to thwart decision making in this country in regards to major decisions. No, live your life. That's how I feel. Live your life.
So
do you.
That's right. On that note.
All right, great people.
Smash that like button.
Turn on that bell.
Hit that post notification.
And we'll see you on the next video.
Bye.
Love you.